A dark, stormy night. Thunder rumbles in the distance. The camera slowly zooms in on a quiet, isolated house. It started on an ordinary night, a night like any other, but for Arya, this was the beginning of something she could never escape. She was alone, just like every other evening, reading a book, the clock ticking away in the background. But tonight, something was different. A chill in the air, an unsettling silence. And then the clock struck Arya in her bedroom, her face illuminated by the dim light of her bedside lamp. She yawns, looking tired. Arya wakes up to the sound of her alarm ringing. Another ordinary morning, she stretches, gets out of bed, and goes about her usual routine. But something feels wrong. The air feels colder. The shadows seem darker. She brushes it off, thinking it's just the storm outside. She makes her coffee, walks through the house, and glances at the clock. Her eyes widen in confusion. As Arya looks at the time, she freezes. It's 12 a.m. again. The clock has reset, but it couldn't be. She checks her phone, but the time is still the same. 12 a.m. Was she dreaming? Or was something far more sinister happening? Arya looks around nervously, her pulse quickening. Arya moves through the house again, the same eerie feeling growing stronger. At first, Arya tries to dismiss it, thinking she's just exhausted. But then it happens again and again. The same series of events, the same morning. The clock ticks back to midnight, and once again, she wakes up. Arya begins to panic. Her hand trembles as she opens the door to leave the house. But as she steps outside, she finds herself back in her bedroom, standing in front of the clock. She realizes the terrifying truth. She's stuck, trapped. Every time she thinks she's escaping, the loop pulls her back. The clock, the shadows, the eerie whispers in the air, they are all part of it, a twisted force she cannot understand. Cut to Arya frantically trying different things. She tries hiding, she tries confronting the force, but every time she ends up right back at the same point. Arya standing in front of the mirror, breathing heavily. Her reflection starts to change, becoming distorted. As Arya tries to break free, the very fabric of reality starts to unravel. Her reflection begins to twist, flicker, as if it has a mind of its own. It mocks her, smiling when she is not. The reflection in the mirror begins to smile back at Arya, a sinister grin forming on the face. She's no longer alone. Something is watching her, something far darker than she could have imagined. A presence that grows stronger each time the loop resets. Arya backs away from the mirror, her heart pounding in her chest. The lights flicker, and a low whisper fills the room. "You're mine, forever." Cut to Arya running through the house, her mind racing. She grabs her car keys and runs outside. As she starts the car, the engine sputters and dies. Arya knows she has to leave, but each time she tries, the loop pulls her back. The door won't open. The road is blocked. Every escape is an illusion. The house, the clock, they hold her prisoner. She slams the steering wheel in frustration, but when she looks up, she's back in her bedroom again. The clock strikes midnight. Every attempt to leave only strengthens the loop. Every effort to break free only brings her closer to the terror lurking in the shadows. She's trapped in a nightmare with no end. Arya starts to lose her grip on reality. She sees flashes of things she didn't experience. A shadow figure in the corner of the room, blood on the walls. But what Arya doesn't know is that the loop has been there before her. The house, the clock, the whispers, they've all been waiting. The time loop isn't just a curse, It's a trap, a cycle that repeats with every soul that enters. And now, Arya is part of it. To Arya standing in front of the mirror again, staring at her distorted reflection, suddenly, the reflection speaks in a dark voice. You'll never escape. You'll never leave. You'll be the one. Is pitch black. The camera slowly zooms in on Arya, standing frozen. Her breathing is shallow. As the darkness consumes her, Arya realizes the terrible truth. She has become the reflection in the mirror. The loop is now hers to maintain. She is the one who will trap the next victim. The screen fades to black, and the clock ticks one last time. The loop never ends, and it's waiting for you. Are you ready to face the time loop, or will it face you? End with a fade out to black. A final message: watch the clock. It's always ticking,